You just have to hold it wide open right here and hope for the right pushes.
What better way to settle it, huh? NASCAR overtime at Talladega. Rhodes and Eckes on the front row.
What happens in row 2? Looks like the bottom is organized very well here.
DiBenedetto giving a good push to Eckes. Holmes now to the back bumper of the 99 of Rhodes.
And that's going to have momentum. He didn't get to him at first, but now that he's there, look at him come.
Brett Holmes right now doing a great job pushing Ben Rhodes. He's going to push him out in front. He is. They're both clear.
Rhodes and Holmes 1-2 now in front of Eckes.
That momentum was impressive, but here they come on the outside.
Now Eckes to the outside to join Rhodes. And the bottom line is moving with a push from DiBenedetto. It's Holmes to the lead.
Couple Chevrolets down on the bottom. DiBenedetto and Holmes.
The Toyotas are side drafting, trying to break that up.
Coming to the
ground.
White flag is out, 1 to go.
Next one ends it. Next flag ends it, Vince, as you mentioned.
It's Holmes, the Alabama native, trying to win for the very first time in his Camping World Truck Series career. The former ARCA champ, he is out front.
He might be too far out in front now, Vince.
Here comes Rhodes with a push from Eckes, his teammate, on the outside. And Rhodes cuts in front of Holmes.
Look at Corey Heim now pushing on the outside.
Eckes on the outside, Rhodes on the inside, teammates at Thorsport. Here they come into the tri-oval.
You gotta stay bottom lane.
Rhodes in the lead. Wreck to the outside. Rhodes still there, trying to hold off. And the yellow and the checkers fly, and is it Brett Holmes? Holmes on the outside line, and I think he did it. Carnage everywhere, but Brett Holmes snuck the high line, and I think he got to the line first.
Wow, Matt DiBenedetto was sideways on the bottom. They were side by side. It was too close to call from me. You talked about 0.02 of a second, Phil. That's what timing and scoring is showing now, but it's certainly unofficial.
Wrecked vehicles everywhere.
We really didn't have a big one, but we also said at the top of the show, it's not over till the very finish of the last lap, and obviously so many trucks get torn up.
And still not official.
Watch this move. Crashing on the outside. Brett Holmes somehow gets to the bottom.
Nemechek did a great job avoiding that.
Sure did.
Some big hits back in the back.
There's the block to the top by Rhodes, and look, off the racetrack went DiBenedetto, and just straight up the outside is Holmes.
I think it's Holmes.
Yeah.
He's definitely farther across the line,
certainly,
than DiBenedetto. And that's what timing and scoring is saying right now, that Holmes wins, as you mentioned, Michael, by 0.02 of a second.
What a great shot, guys.
Was the caution? The caution was out before they got to the start-finish line.
Yeah, if the caution was out, then that's going to end the race, and they'll go back to whatever they need to, video, whatever evidence they can use to support that.
I think Holmes got to the finish line first, but the caution was out prior to that point, and that's what NASCAR is looking at to see which vehicle was actually in front at that point.
And if, depending on the timing of the caution, the flip of the switch, when the caution becomes official, DiBenedetto was way out of bounds and sideways, so they got to understand all that. He got forced down there, so there's a lot to consider.
And he was wrecking down there. So
Johnny Sauter walking to the ambulance.
We mentioned Nemechek getting by that. Obviously, he got caught up later because he's gone across the line as finishing 24th as of now. But that all could change depending on when the caution.
The moment of caution.
The moment of caution and what the running order was at that moment.
Remember the finish at Daytona, how we had to sort through the caution flag and how that affected exactly the outcome of the race.
Well, how nerve-wracking a moment this must be for Brett Holmes.
Pull the head up a little bit.
I love how the crew just said, pull ahead of him a little bit. I don't think it matters now.
You don't think this video matters as much?
Let's just certainly get a picture of it at least, right?
Watch it. We're going to give you the replay again from above, and keep an eye on when the caution comes out as they start wrecking, initially with Corey Heim.
Yeah. Christian Eckes lost a little bit of momentum, and then Tyler Ankrum got in the back of Corey Heim right there.
Yeah, it depends. Like, if the caution flag comes out here, does Ben Rhodes win? I mean, it depends on how quickly the caution came out.
And it's hard to tell from the angles which truck was ahead of which when the caution actually
look how long Ben Rhodes is ahead here, though, Vince.
Yeah.
Like, that's crashing. They're crashing. Is the yellow out?
And remember, it's not the caution flag waving. It's when they flip the switch to turn the lights on. See Nemechek and Friesen both sliding through the infield travel grass.
DiBenedetto was ahead of Rhodes, whether or not they deemed he had gone below the yellow line to get ahead of Rhodes.
He was definitely shoved down below the yellow line.
How they rule that. Yep, absolutely.
I certainly appreciate what all NASCAR is trying to figure out at this moment. It's going to take a couple of minutes. It could be another truck that needs to drive up there and get in that mix, and that's Ben Rhodes.
And they will know. They'll have a time stamp when that caution light switch was pushed, so they'll know. Then they just have to go back and look at all the video that corresponds with that timestamp.
On board the 99, look for the light on the wall. Looking for a yellow light here.
Right here. It's
The
yellow.
yellow light is on, and DiBenedetto is out in front at that point.
But was that
Rhodes?
Is that exactly, had it already been out? It could have, you know, we might have just caught that, and the yellow light had already been on. That's not enough of a.
It's official. The 25 of Matt DiBenedetto, the winner at Talladega, his first career win.
Guess how many laps he led, Vince?
Did he add to the string, Mike?
Way to go.
Can you believe that?
Good job, guys.
How about that? So glad for Curtis, Chad Kendrick, and all the guys there from the Rackley team, and Matt DiBenedetto.
Well, what about the job he did hanging onto that thing?
Gosh.
He was crashing coming to the checker flag.
So much was expected of this team when DiBenedetto came over, just because I think the fact that, you know, here's a guy that's been in Cup Series 7 years. Now he's coming to the trucks. They're going to come out gangbusters. And it's been a struggle. I mean, they've had some struggles, and they've gotten better and better and better. And today, they finally get what they've been searching for. The checkered flag, their first win.
And only led one lap. We talked about the unpredictability. Now you better stick around to the finish.
Unbelievable.
5th year in a row.
And how heartbreaking when you see the celebration for DiBenedetto and company. How heartbreaking it must be for Brett Holmes, who I'm sure believed that he was the winner of the race.